Good morning and welcome. We're so happy you're joining us for worship today. We are also so excited, I would say even thrilled, to be returning to in-person worship for our annual Homecoming Sunday next weekend. Things will be different this year. We will be limiting our capacity, requiring masks, and utilizing a seat reservation system for adults and children. Because we have limited capacity and want as many people to attend as possible, we will be offering 3 services. The service times will be Saturday, October 9th at 10 a.m. and Sunday, October 10th at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The Sunday morning service will be live streamed as usual. To register for one of our 3 services, please visit our website at www.unitytemple.org to find the link to our reservation system. You may also contact me, my name is tlewis, at tlewis@unitytemple.org with any questions. And now, we hope you enjoy the service.
Good morning. I'm Ed McDevitt, President of the Board of Trustees at Unity Temple. What a joy it is to deliver this message from the pulpit of Unity Temple instead of recording it. I hope we can all enjoy being in the temple next week. I look forward to seeing all of you. It's my pleasure to welcome you here this morning. If you're here for the first time, thank you for joining us. We look forward to getting to know you. We invite everyone to join in our Zoom community hour immediately following the service. The link can be found in the e-beacon or Friday's email, or send an email to tlewis@unitytemple.org to request the link. Each week we remind ourselves of our congregation's core values: connection, transformation, justice, and acceptance. Our mission is to embody these core values in our daily lives by welcoming all, inspiring compassion, nurturing wonder, and serving community. Today, we are excited to be kicking off our annual fund drive. This is the time when we put our money where our values are. and we invite you to financially support the congregation so that we can live into our mission. This congregation is supported by your contributions. You'll be hearing more in the coming weeks and days about our renewed emphasis on the values and missions as the drivers of our budgeting and fundraising. Stay tuned. Meanwhile, thank you for your support and participation. We're so glad you're here with us today. We hope you find the service inspiring and meaningful. I invite you now to take a moment to greet one another, both online and here in the sanctuary.
Our chalice lighter today is Vera Dowell. She has 6 awesome grandchildren. She loves to arrange flowers, and she loves young children. We are Unitarian Universalists. This is the church of the open mind, the loving hearts, and the helping hands. We take care of the planet Earth and each other.
My name is Jay Cohen. For our call to worship today, we invite you to put away the pressures of the world and come into this time of welcoming and community. In today's service, we're launching our Inspiring Compassion initiative. As Ed just stated, there are 4 components to our congregation mission statement, and while we're always working to live into all those components, this next year we'll put a special emphasis on inspiring compassion. There's been a team of us working together since the spring to put together some programming related to compassion, and some of that will be mentioned in the service today. The main message of this call to worship is a reminder that we're always living to welcome all and to respond from our hearts. And as we say each week, whoever you are, wherever you are in your life's journey, wherever you are in the world, you are welcome here. Come, let us worship together.
Good morning. Please join us in singing our opening hymn, Blessed Spirit of My Life, number 86 in our gray hymnal. Blessed Spirit of my life, give me strength through stress and strife.
Please join in the words of our covenant. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God.
name is Jay Cohen. I'm up here this time as one of the pastoral associates. Each week in our service, we make time to hold one another in our hearts. It's a time where we can pause and reflect on the joys and sorrows of our lives. As a community that's committed to inspiring compassion, we are here to companion you and to sit with one another in times of joys and sorrow. If there's ever something, a milestone, a concern, or a sorrow you'd like to be shared in the service itself, please email us or contact us in some way during the week by Friday evening. You can always reach us at pastoralassociates@unitytemple.org. This week we hold in our thoughts and prayers the migrants from Haiti who continue to be devastated by the crisis at the border and deportation. Please hold in your hearts all of those impacted by this crisis. Let us always remember that violence touches the lives of many people, both outside and inside our community. We pray for all those whose lives have been impacted, both victims and perpetrators. As we hold in our heart, as we hold all of our joys and sorrows, both spoken and unspoken, in the sanctuaries of our hearts, we enter together in a time of prayer and meditation. This is a poem by Donna Folds called Walk Slowly. It only takes a reminder to breathe, a moment to be still, and just like that, something in me settles, softens, makes space for imperfection. The harsh voice of judgment drops to a whisper, and I remember again that life is not a race, and that we will all cross the finish line. That waking up to life is what we were born for. As many times as I forget, catch myself charging forward without even knowing where I'm going, that many times I can make the choice to stop, to breathe, to be, and to walk slowly. May we all find ways of cultivating a greater sense of ease, and may that sense of ease allow us to live with more compassion in all that we do. Blessed be. Amen.
Hello, my name is Terry Powell, and I'm a member of the Inspiring Compassion team. In January of 2001, I headed to work early to the Lombard stop of the Blue Line. I walked down the stairs from the street and saw two men who had gotten off the train, one wearing a distinctive knit cap. As they reached me, the one with the cap pushed me against the chain-link fence, demanding my bag, ripped it from my arms, and knocked me down. He and the other one fled toward the exit. I scrambled up to chase them, screaming as they disappeared up the stairs past a woman coming down. It was my neighbor. She asked me what was wrong and pulled out a cell phone, which was still very rare in those days, to call for help. She went back up the stairs with me, and she waited with me till help arrived. This was a gift of compassion. I sat down in the police car and described what had happened. Word came on the radio that 2 men had been detained. When we arrived there, the one who knocked me down still had on his knit cap. I confirmed his identity and was taken home. There I started to cancel credit cards and consider what I had lost. That same morning, I got word that my bag had been found. I went over to identify my possessions and reported a skinned knee as my only injury. Yet something was broken. I no longer felt safe. How could I get past this? I rented movies that weekend to distract my mind and reframe what had happened. I didn't want to stay afraid. When a court appearance rolled around, a lawyer friend offered to come with me. I wasn't sure if this was necessary, but I was grateful. I hadn't realized how hard it would be. As we waited in the courtroom, a wave of dread swept over me, worse than the day I was robbed. The defendant was appearing in another court that morning, so I never saw him again. But my friend's presence next to me was a gift of compassion. I was notified when the defendant was sent away for 9 years. I was not injured. I suffered no loss, but a vague dread stuck with me over time. Gradually, I began to think more about what happened to this guy and less about me. I wondered how much he remembered from this encounter that led to his arrest. Why did he grab my bag that morning? After his arrest, did he think of Oak Park as bad luck? What happened to him in prison? How was he changed by that experience? What would he do when he was released? Did he even have anything to come back to? Upon his release, I was sent notice and a color photo. I have no idea what I did with it, and I don't remember his name. But over time, I began to imagine a scene in which we came face to face and he told me his story. How could I understand who he was and why he was there on the platform that morning? What meaning his life had? Or was he even still alive? All I have left today from that encounter is a sense of curiosity and sadness at the direction his life took after our brief encounter. Was that the beginning of compassion? As a member of Unity Temple's Inspiring Compassion team, I was able to see all this through a new lens. Our team decided that our theme for thinking about compassion would be a heart that responds. As we think about people and events in our lives, how are our hearts responding? This relates to family members, friends, colleagues, strangers, and even those who have hurt us. Where have you experienced compassion in your life when your heart has responded? The Inspiring Compassion team reached out to you this summer to ask that question. We had our own discussions of what compassion can look like, and your responses helped us understand how you have experienced it here at Unity Temple. Compassion takes a step beyond simple kindness and stretches us to respond. But each of us will find our own examples. Unity Temple will be offering several compassion initiatives over the coming year. During November, a 30-day compassion challenge is being offered to everyone to explore this topic. In January, a group co-sponsored with the Mindful Reflection community helps participants to both practice mindfulness and compassion, inspired by the book Radical Compassion by Tara Brach. We hope that everyone will find a way to participate as an individual, as a couple, or family to inspire more compassion in our community.
Hi, I am Beth Martell. I am also a member of the Inspiring Compassion team, and I have a book to share with you today. It's called I Am Love, a Book of Compassion by Susan Verde with art by Peter Reynolds. When I see someone going through a storm of hurt and unfairness, of anger and sadness, when the sun disappears and the skies grow dark, and I see there is fear, I ask myself, what can I do to help let the light back in? I put my hands on my heart and listen, and that is where I find the answer. I have compassion. I act with tenderness. I am love. I can listen and not say a word. I can be there. Love is being present. I can hug and hold and say, everything will be all right. Love is comfort. I can speak softly and choose my words and actions carefully. Love is gentle. I can give thanks for all I have and am able to share. Love is gratitude. I can keep my mind and body safe and healthy. Love is taking care of me. I can express what's important to me. Love is creative. I can know that no one is perfect. Love is understanding. I can do my best to make things better when something is wrong. Love is effort. I can celebrate those I've loved before. Love is remembering. I can find goodness in a kind word, a helping hand, or a shared smile. Love is tiny gestures. I can breathe in the air that the whole world shares and know all creatures are made from the very same stardust. Love is connection. When the clouds roll in for others and for me, I know now there is something I can do. I can let my heart lead the way. I am love. You are love. We are love. And with love, we will weather the storm and light up the sky together.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
This is the sound of voices too, the sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it will turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, a song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
Unity Temple's four-part mission statement is an aspiration statement of who Unity wishes to be in the world. Over the past 2 years, we have explored welcoming all, the first part of our mission statement, and together we have learned how complicated it really is to live into welcoming all. Our learnings have been profound, and the work continues through the membership committee and in a group that has formed to learn more about adopting the 8th Unitarian Universalist principle. This past spring, the Inspiring Compassion team was formed to begin an in-depth look at the second part of our mission statement. Our robust discussions have also revealed a deeper understanding of inspiring compassion, one that we have sometimes wrestled with as a team. In modern times, the word compassion has often been used to describe acts of kindness or pity. Yet this is not actually what the word compassion means. If we go to the root of the word compassion, we find that its meaning is to suffer with. With so much hardship and pain in the world already, to embrace compassion by willingly companioning suffering of others, that seems like an enormous task. Many of us on the Inspiring Compassion team felt unnerved by this root of the word compassion. Most of us felt daunted by bringing this word at its root to you and asking you to participate in the suffering of those in our community and in our world. As we met over the past several months and continued to delve into understanding compassion, we began to see the importance of this root meaning of the word in suffering with others, we began to see the importance of moving beyond compassion as pity and linking it back to welcoming all. In suffering with others, we are moved beyond pity, even beyond solidarity with the oppressed. We are moving into a unity of what it means to be human in the world. We are asking you to embrace each other with an attitude that eliminates the otherness that falsely separates us. We realize that moving towards suffering with others is not something that happens overnight. It's a journey, and every journey begins with one small step. So we are asking you to start with small steps. We are asking you to begin this journey by cultivating your sense of curiosity, as Terry shared with us in her story. Especially in a time of transition, this is important because the changes that are happening all around us can sometimes bring uncertainty and chaos. As such, we are asking that when you are confronted by something new or unusual, to take a moment to ask questions rather than look for answers or explanations. Questions like, what is new and uncomfortable about this situation or idea? What is different about this person, this place? Can we bridge the difference? What's the same, and can we come together on our similarities? We are asking you to find your curiosity and dig deeper. As we journey further, we are asking that you consider turning that curiosity into action. So we have 2 suggestions on ways that you might engage. First, we'd like you to engage in small ways that allow you to practice this curiosity as action in our community here in the world. We will be sharing some ideas, as Terry has already done with the 30-day compassion challenge and the mindfulness meditation group. But we'd like you to also come up with some answers as you delve into the curiosity of our time together, into the curiosity of life. We are confident that when you come from a place of curiosity, you will find new ways to engage with each other in compassion. Secondly, we are asking all of you to consider how your time here at Unity Temple, in your groups, in your committees, in your teams, are compassionate, and how they foster a sense of compassion in our sacred home. Specifically, what sort of framework does your committee have to embody compassion in all you do? Does your committee have a covenant? And does your committee have a process for addressing when someone breaks that covenant? We all fail sometimes, and we need compassionate ways to address the failure, learn, and grow. We are hoping that you will consider ways that your team, committee, or group here at Unity can facilitate compassion through the use of covenant in your committee. To suffer with others is a noble aspiration, driven by the curiosity to see the divine in each other. It is the ultimate form of the golden rule, that is, treating others as we wish to be treated ourselves. This is a journey of a lifetime, made possible only by being in a community that aspires to become a beacon of compassion in a world rife with pain and suffering. I look forward to journeying towards compassion with you all. May it be so.
Good morning. I'm Vera Dowell.
And I'm Dwayne Dowell.
October is the month for our annual fund drive. You, Dwayne, have been sending letters to members of our congregation, asking many to increase their pledge. As I've watched you do this, I've been thinking about how much we want to increase ours.
I think we can do that. We are lucky in that we are in roughly the same place as last year, and we haven't spent as much. However, the pandemic has been tougher on Unity Temple. We're not getting money from our tours or from rentals as we have in the past, and our expenses are greater.
Speaking of the pandemic, the pressures that has put on our staff, our amazing staff, are extraordinary. In the past year and a half, many of us volunteers have been at home, staying in place, keeping safe, which meant that our staff had to do almost everything. We couldn't have had church without them. And they never quit. They just kept working. I really want to get our staff to appropriate salary levels next year.
Absolutely. And I also want to give a big shout out to the technical volunteers and other volunteers that have kept us together virtually throughout the year. This is a community worth supporting. There's an exciting future for us ahead as we go through our interim period and then begin the search for a settled minister. We will want to be an attractive destination for candidates, and part of that is being a fiscally sound congregation.
Okay, I get it. We will give more next year than we did last year, and hope that many of you will do the same. Thank you.
Yes, we can. Where did I hear that?
Greetings. I'm Jan Johnston, a longtime member of this congregation and a member of the Reproductive Justice Committee. Each week, Unity Temple gives our Sunday morning offering to an organization that aligns with our Unitarian Universalist values. It is committed to bringing compassion, equity, and justice to the world. And this week, our offering goes to Planned Parenthood. Founded in 1916, Planned Parenthood is a trusted, nonprofit healthcare organization that offers affordable services. These services include STD testing and treatment, birth control, cancer screening and prevention, abortion, hormone therapy, and infertility services, as well as providing wellness exams for general health care. As a leader in the fight for reproductive health, this is a particularly critical time in the fight for reproductive health. Planned Parenthood has a science-backed education and offers many important resources. You may donate online at www.plannedparenthood.org or by sending a check to Unity Temple with Planned Parenthood in the memo line. May what you give bring you joy.
Please join us in singing our offertory hymn, Can I See Another's Woe, number 127 in our gray hymnal.
Can I see another's woe, and not be in sorrow too? Can I see another's grief, and not seek for kind relief? Can I see a falling tear, and not feel my sorrow's share? Can a father see his child weep o'er me with sorrow filled? Can a mother sit and hear an infant groan, an infant fear? No, no, never can it be. Never, never can it be.
Our benediction comes from Kathy Huff. It is entitled, Our Connection to Each Other and This Community Remains. Our time together may have ended, but our connection to each other and this community remains. Together, may we walk the path of justice, speak words of love, live the selfless deed, trod gently on the earth, and fill the world with compassion. Until we meet again, blessed be.